Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do a video on my personal wide Gillio Compagna, and this is in the color Anthracite. I recently purchased this to replace my Spice Foxy Fix, just because I've fallen totally head over heels in love with Gillio. I wanted to show you a little bit of a color comparison with the Anthracite, because when I was ordering this, I really wanted gold rings, but I wasn't quite sure how this color would look with it, because I know it is a gray and sometimes more cool tone colors don't necessarily work with warm tone gold rings. But to me in person, like, this is pretty much brand new. It hasn't left the house. It does have a little bit of, like, I want to say a purpley brown undertone, but I will put it next to my two dark brown Gillios just so you can see, and also my croc eye gray. So this is it compared to like a brand new dark brown, and holding it next to it you could see it looks a little more cool toned, but I think you can kind of see it has brown tones to it, and I'm assuming that as it patinas that'll come out more, because normally in my experience as things patina they turn a little bit warmer. And then this is next to a more patinaed, this is an A6 Punto. So you could see the three there, just in the color difference. And then this is next to the croc eye gray, which is like a more taupey. So next to that definitely looks cooler. But just to give you a little bit of a color comparison, because I found it really difficult to find pictures of this, or accurate pictures of it. So if you're thinking of the Anthracite, it's a beautiful color. I absolutely love it. I love grays. So I think this is a really nice leather, and I'm sure as it patinas it'll get even richer looking. So inside, yes, I did get the gold ring, and I love the way it looks with it. I'm super happy. Like I said, I was a little bit nervous that it wouldn't look perfect, because I thought this would be more cool tone, but I think it matches great. And I found a paper pack from Michaels that kind of ties it all together. So, sorry, I'm just trying to get comfortable sitting on a bed. So in the pockets, I don't have much at the moment, just because, like I said, I've just moved into this. A lot of this in here is very personal, so I have most of it covered, but I want to go through my setup. Like I said in my last video, I am using this in conjunction with my B6 Punto, where this houses my dailies, weeklies, and monthlies at the moment, and then any long-term reference projects, things like that, will go into here. The only deco I have is just this doily that I got from a friend in Happy Mail from Lynn. Same with this. And then this is a piece of paper from the paper pack I got from Michaels. So the first thing I have here is a piece of acetate from Rose Color Days. And then I included the set of vellum from Planner Press in here. I absolutely love Planner Press. Their things are really beautiful. The only downside to Planner Press is the shipping takes so long. It takes about a month before it ships out. So if you're okay waiting, I love their stuff, and you'll see I have a few more things in here from them. They do state it, but just letting you know, their shipping does take a while. So this is the first divider. I made these dividers by tracing a set of dividers that I had from Foxy Fix, and I just traced them, cut them out from this paper, and laminated them just because I wanted them to be a little more durable. And then I put these labels on that I had from the Planner Society, some like a really old kit, but she always includes these tiny clear labels that I just put on there. I actually could take this off. I was using these to label my sections before I actually labeled them. So the first section I have is notes, and I always like to keep some sticky notes on the front. I just like using sticky notes for random things, so I always keep them on a laminated or clear piece here. I have been trying to include a planner to-do list for each planner. It's just like kind of like a mind sweep to go through things that I may need to include in this if it's like been a really long day and you're tired and you want to make sure you update all your sections and things like that. So I always put this in the front of my planners, just to, give a reminder of what I may need to do or what I may need to be forgetting. or may be forgetting. And then any notes, this kind of works in a similar way to the notes that I have in my Stalogy, only in the sense that if I know I'm like trying to brainstorm a project or something like that, or an idea, I'll kind of just open a notes page. And I like to have a notes page in any book I am in, just to have a first place to put something. Then once it goes here, I'll either turn it into a project or put it on my calendar or whatever it is. So this is a little bit redundant. I can use my Stalogy for this, but if I just have this on hand, I'll just put it in here. I was testing out the personal size, which clearly I liked because I got a personal size because I have a problem. This is what I was deciding, or kind of organizing in my brain, what's going to be recorded in here versus what is going to be in my personal size. I'm totally just playing around with that right now. I have to mention these notes pages from SM Plans. They're the most beautiful notes pages. I printed them on just my normal paper that I print my inserts on, and I just think they're gorgeous, and I want to fill my entire notebook with them, and any other notes pages I have are kind of going out the window because I think they're beautiful. They don't take a lot of ink because they're kind of muted colors, and there's only a little floral design in the corner, but I just think they're gorgeous, and I've been buying all her notes pages. So those are some of the designs. This was just some notes that I had from Foxy Fix, some blank pages. I just did the personal size dimensions. This is literally just random notes. I have some daily pages here from So Much Crafting. These were Annie Plans printables. I like these if you just need a little bit of a shorter space, you could label it and then write notes about them. So this is So Much Crafting, and then this will go into my next section. This piece of vellum is from Bunny Plans, from a bundle she had, but she has some beautiful vellums in her shop. This is my project section. So anything that starts being mapped out here or in my Stalogy will then be turned into a project. And I like the way, I think Brandy Michelle Plans defined a project as just something that has multiple steps, which makes a lot more sense to me because I always heard people talk about project planning and all this, and I'm like, I don't have projects. Like, I don't know why I thought like projects meant like you're creating a business or something like massive, but a project could literally be a cleaning day because it has multiple steps, or a project could be, I don't know, organizing your craft area or something like that because it may have multiple steps, meaning you might need to buy something, then you might need to like declutter and so on and so forth. So that definitely helped clarify to me what a project was, and maybe that was just in my head. But yeah, anything that takes multiple steps that may not be completed immediately because of that will go in here. And this is kind of long-term projects. So my projects consisted recently of setting up my new planner. So I always have in my projects an add to planner list because I consider each planner kind of an ongoing project, and it's my favorite kind of project is adding and setting up a new planner. So I'll just put a list here. This is, I think, no, this might not be a freebie, but this is from Peanuts Planner Co. I think her freebie is just a list, so it doesn't say add to planner, but it's just the same thing. So you could get that on our Facebook group. This was a setup for my A5 rings, this one, which I'm using for work. Still that, things I wanted to include, just brain dumping and planning about that, things I still needed to buy for that. And this was my setup for my personal rings. I actually just listed out when I'm, I don't know if any of you follow me on Instagram, I'm trying to use all the planners. I'm going for all the books August instead of one book July. So I basically listed out everything and anything that I may need to or want to put in a planner, potentially. And then I went through and labeled where I would like to put it. And then I'll go, I went back later and categorized those each into a page. So I'll write out, for instance, Stalogy and put all the things from this list that I want to include in there, or my personal wide and put all the things there. And it just helps me organize my mind better so that I don't feel like I'm all over the place, and so I feel like each planner may have a distinct purpose. This is something I wanted to make a filing system for all the paperwork that I have, like household paperwork that may not be able to put in here, like insurances and things like that. I think Letters from Sierra on Instagram made this recently, and it looked really nice and beautiful and organized, so I may try to do that. Here's just some more of this gorgeous floral notes pages that I can't get enough of. I just think they're so beautiful. This is some Happy Scrappy Notes pages, which honestly, next to Sam's, sorry, not Sam's, Sierra's pages, I kind of want to take these out. And the paper, I mean, you could kind of like, I don't love the Happy Scrappy paper. It's like it is thicker, but I don't know. I don't love it. I like a little bit smoother and thinner paper personally. But I have these in here because the layout is pretty cool. Just some other notes formats, just for options. And then here in projects, I also, and I guess you could kind of consider this a project. I think of it as a project. Is I have my friend's wedding in October, and I am planning a trip to Belgium, or I have planned a trip to Belgium to visit my husband's family. So that requires definitely multiple steps and long-term planning. So I put this in my project section with tabs. I can't, show a lot of my flight information, but these inserts are, again, I think from Peanuts Planner Co. I think it's great. You can kind of organize what you need to pack, what you don't forget. Another list here, reserve money for, which is awesome, like for taxi, gift, things like that. I put hotel and flight information here, and then scheduled events, which I'll get a better itinerary as we get closer. And this is my trip to Belgium. My only goal for Belgium is visiting Gillio, because my husband actually lives really close to the shop where they sell the Gillio planners. So reserving money for that, and that's really my only goal for that. But as I get closer, I'll put like a to pack list, and I have my flight information and things like that. These tabs, these sticker tabs, are from Planner Press. I actually just got them yesterday, but yeah, I ordered them about a month ago. This vellum is, not vellum, acetate is from Michaels. Another one of those peony vellums from Planner Press. They came in like a pack of 5, I believe. This is my blog section, or not, I don't have a blog. It's YouTube and Instagram. It's just the only label that was somewhat relevant from the Planner Society pack I had. So on here, some more sticky notes. I put the goals for my social media, I guess, on the front here, just on a journaling card. Just things to keep in mind. I saw someone posted best times to post on Instagram. I thought that was interesting. I never carry this with me, and I usually post on Instagram when I'm on the go, so I might need to keep that with me somehow better, because I never listen to this, but I thought it was cool, so I wrote it out. This is a way to lay out your photos if you're like lacking inspiration. I just took notes on that. The presets that I've been trying to use for my Instagram photos, some hashtags. And then this I've shown before. I've just been using, this is purely for fun. Like I said, I'm amazed and so happy and grateful that any of you or all of you follow me on my Instagram and my YouTube. But I have been writing down when I am posting on each, and then my followers, just so I can kind of see my channel growth if I'm having any. And it just helps keep me motivated to post on a regular schedule, because as I said a few months ago, that was my goal for the year, is to post on Instagram and YouTube definitely more regularly than I was. And these are from Any Plans Printables, and it's just a calendar overview with list. So that's been what I've been using for that. And then, okay, these are YouTube video ideas. So if I have an idea or want to make a video about something, I'll just jot it down quickly here, and then it'll turn into, I call them video maps. I basically list out how I want, or what I want to talk about in the video, just so I don't forget, because sometimes I'll get an idea or won't want to forget something, and I'll write it out here. So these are all videos that I have made. I just leave them in there. I guess I could take them out. This is videos that I will be doing, so I just wanted to cover that up. And then other projects or ideas that I might need to do for my YouTube or Instagram. And that is that section. And then my next section is my personal section. So I covered most of this up, just because, again, it's really personal, but this is like a wellness section. And I took most of these ideas from SM Plans, from her YouTube videos. I thought they were fun and be cool to implement, so I am trying them. This is a vellum from the Planner Press. This same paper pack, this says personal. These sticky notes, I think they're beautiful. The floral, I don't see as many floral sticky notes from different shops. I would love to see more because I love florals. So yeah, I just grabbed these two. I think they were in their subscription box. The first page, I put my 2019 goals. And then I have in here a mood tracker, and this is from Peanuts Planner Co. And basically I'm tracking my mood and how I'm feeling, like physically feeling, because I have migraines, or I'll track, I guess, my cycle or things like that. And you know, it helps to see sometimes when you're going through a time when you're really tired or frustrated or whatever it is, to see that there are good days that are coming. Or if you've had this pattern in the past, like if you've had, like I know here I had like a few days that were just really tough, and I get really in my head and like, I guess anxious about it, that I feel that way. But it's good to like reflect back and look like, wait, you know, I actually had weeks where I felt great. This will pass. And it's actually been really helpful and insightful to see that, I think. This is from So Much Crafting. It's just, I guess, each, what is that, like a month? Each month and then a day with a line. And I've just been writing a little blurb about why I was feeling that way or what I was feeling or things like that. So really brief, but it helps me look back to maybe why I was feeling stressed. Or I've noticed, for instance, that when I'm tired for multiple days in a row, I'll usually have a day where I'm anxious or feel down. And I've been correlating that with being tired. And since I'm able to do that, because I have this in here, I'm now able to make sure that like 8 hours of sleep, for instance, is for sure a goal for me for this month at least. And that's been really helpful just to see those patterns. So yeah, this is what the insert looks like. And then this was a journaling card from, I want to say Rose Color Days, or My Newest Addiction, I think, from Stickers. These are affirmations. I didn't even know what an affirmation was until like last month. And it's something you say to yourself to make yourself feel positive. That's the thinking I'm, you know, that's the way I'm going to think of it. Like basically a really simple affirmation would be if you're like, you know, self-conscious about yourself, say to yourself, I am beautiful, and you can write that down. And these affirmations I haven't created with myself. Like this one's, I always think positive. I haven't made these myself. Actually, on Ciara's Facebook group, she recommended an app where you get a daily affirmation. And I've been taking that and writing it down. It's a cool app. It's very simple. And if you don't like it, you could skip that affirmation and go on to the next one. I'll try to write that down below for you guys. These inserts, the affirmation inserts, are from SM Plans. And that's that. And then this is virtually the same thing, just with daily gratitude. And I've been trying to practice daily gratitude just because I think it helps your mind, your mindset. And if you're feeling grateful or think of something to feel grateful on, even on tough days, I think it definitely helps your overall perspective on your day in life. So have those pages in there. And then tending list. Now, this is something that I didn't really research. I think there are, what is that called? They're like tending list. It's from something, these books that you can like, I guess, prioritize different aspects of your life, and then you would kind of get the tending list from there. I haven't had time to really look into that, but I liked the concept, so I just put monthly goals. You have your progress here, weekly goals, and then you check it off if you've completed it each week of the month, and then daily goals. And I just put an overall goal at the beginning of the top of the, the top of the insert. My top priorities were going to the gym and sleeping better this month. And I kind of took my other actions from there. I'm sure there are many better people to explain that than me. But yeah, I've been having fun doing that, and it's a nice way to recap your month. So on here, I'm going to put my goals for the month, and then I'll do like a monthly recap after this and see what my new tending list will look like. Oh, they're called power sheets. That's what it is. Yeah, Sierra was talking about or saying that they were power sheets, and I think it's like a whole thing you go through to nail down your tending list, which I should do. So that's just that for each month. And then that's the end of my wellness section for now. I could totally include my fitness in here, but I don't know why. For some reason, I like having it in my Stalogy. So I'm gonna keep it in there for now, but it is in a personal wide insert, which fits perfectly into the B6, so I could very easily just take it out and pop it in here if I would prefer. My next section is my finance, again with the vellum from Planner Press. This is just a yearly overview. This is my online purchases. This is from So Much Crafting, way too many as you see. This is how I've been planning, or not planning, like writing down the income from my husband and I. So our income varies each month. So I took these printouts from Peanuts Planner Co. and labeled them the months. You could use them, I guess, for anything, dailies, whatever. But I labeled them the months, and I've been writing down the income, the date, how we got it, like cash check, business check, things like that, right underneath there. Just so I can have an overview at the end of the year when we're doing taxes of how much we made, how we got it, things like that. I then have a payment tracker, and this is just for debts, for credit cards. So this is what it looks like. This is from Peanuts Planner Co. again. You have the company. This is like really detailed. Your account number, interest rate, due date, minimum payment, goal for payoff date, the date you paid, amount paid, and your balance. So it just is a nice way to keep you motivated to keep paying that off. This is my bill section. So I write down a little more detailed the due date, the bill, the amount, and if we paid it. Sorry, I don't know where we got cut off. I got an incoming phone call. But yeah, what I was saying was I put my expenses that are each month need to be paid on the front with the amount, and then on the back, since I don't have 2 pages worth of expenses like that, I put on the back, I've been putting big expenses. So things that maybe were, I don't know, like all the Gillio planners I've been buying, just so I can see each month what I've paid. I have also put on here things that are one-time occurrences that at the end of the year I'll be able to write off for business purposes. And I think this is a much easier way for me personally to track these things, because what was happening come tax time is at the end of the year I was scrambling to guess what I spent where, and I could only honestly remember a handful of like super big expenses. But you know what, like all of those $50 purchases and things like that, they do add up, and you should, you know, get your monies back on them in some way if you can. You know, if you are a small business or you have your own business, or for whatever reason for a write-off, you should definitely keep track of that, I think. So after my bills section, I have a savings tracker, and I just have, this is also from So Much Crafting, and basically it's very simple. You have different accounts that you could save for. You put what you're saving for, where it's saved, like sock drawer or TD bank account, the goal, starting balance, and then you could track what you're paying and see it add up. So I also think that's super motivating. Okay, so then at the end here, I just put this pocket. This is a Rose Color Days. This is the pouch that not the pouch, the cellophane bag that her stickers and things come in, and I actually just laminated it, cut the top off, and punched holes to make a pocket. So I figured I would keep big receipts in here for those big expenses, so at the end of the year, if I need those receipts, I will have them. And then my last section is my home section. So this is like more reference. Again, another piece of that vellum. Some sticky notes. I have my planner inventory in here. I have recipes. This is kind of just, yeah, like I said, reference, home reference. Recipes in here. I have, these are addresses. This is from So Much Crafting. Sorry, these recipe inserts are from Jasenia's Printables. I like the pink outline. These are from So Much Crafting. It's just contacts, so important contacts that I don't want to forget about that I just want a hard copy of, I put in here. This is family, so this is like social security numbers, insurance numbers, doctor's numbers, things like that. I need to add to this. This is on my to-do list to do. Info about our cars. This is doctor appointment notes, so when we go to the doctor, put notes. And that's all kind of fairly new. I'm trying to fill that in, but that's basically how I'm using this. In the back card slots, I just have some doctor's appointment cards for my doctor because we're fairly new to these practices since we moved, so I just wanted to keep their name and address somewhere safe. And that's kind of how I'm using it. So if you have any questions or want to know more about anything, just please leave a comment down below. If you're thinking of using a personal wide or looking to buy one, I'd love to know what you plan to use it for. But otherwise, I will see you guys in my next video, and thank you so much for watching. Bye.